Yo, what up, Facebook? I'm back, dropping another video. This one's entitled The Grind is Real. But first and foremost, I want to give a special shout out to all my cyclists that show your boy love, man. Thank you. I appreciate everything you do. But I want to tell y'all one of the coolest things, man, that ever happened to me in my life, man. When I was moving out my apartment, getting ready to move down from San Jose to Los Angeles, man, all the little kids from the neighborhood came and knocked on my door. They went and got my roommate, which was Ben Reeder, and they asked him, could I come outside? So when I came outside, all the little kids were standing there in the neighborhood that I used to play football with or whatever games that they wanted to play, because I'm always encouraging the youth, man, because they mean so much to me, and my father was never in my life. So God always used someone else to be able to be that role model for me. So I just want to be able to give back the way someone gave to me, right? So this young lady, Nicole, comes up, and she has a Polaroid camera. And she said, Carlos, we all want to take pictures with you because we know one day you're going to be famous. And we want you to remember us, and we want to be able to remember you. Wow. It's amazing when you start walking in your light and walking in the path that God gave you that everyone else could see it. Man, that touched me so much, y'all. Not only did they do that, but they went and got a Sharpie. And they asked for my autograph. I ain't never written my autograph with the name King Jaquel because it was something new to me, man. But just to be able to do that for the first time in my life, man, I'm so grateful. And I want to give a shout out to all those kids, man. Y'all mean so much to me, man. Y'all encourage me so much to continue going through what I'm going through. I know I'm getting a little misty or whatever else, but I just want y'all to understand how much that touched my life and how much I appreciate that, man. And I thank y'all encouragement, man, for me to continue doing what I'm doing. So this episode is going to be titled The Grind is Real. And shout out to y'all, man. I just want to let y'all know I love y'all, man. And I'm going to keep going hard, man, because of y'all and because of what I really want to do for me and my boys. Shout out to my family. Shout out to all the supporters. So this one's about the grind, right? Everybody sees the success that I'm having right now. It ain't easy. I want y'all to understand that the success that I'm having is coming with sacrifice, man. And I'm glad that y'all able to see the testimony. But I want y'all to understand the different tests that I go through. My first test that I went through on embarking this journey was when I was wrongfully beat up by the police in South Carolina, Fort Jackson. For the color of my skin, I was wrongfully facing 10 years. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't easy. But I decided to forgive everybody, man, for the people who did me wrong. And I decided to forgive myself for even almost falling into that darkness, man. But I kept God first. And by me doing that, I am where I am today. I went to CEO Space. From CEO Space, I wound up moving from South Carolina all the way to Los Angeles, California. When I got to Los Angeles, California, man, I was doing really well, but I went back to school. I got my degree in entrepreneurship, admin, and accounting. They're all AAs. The funny thing about it is I started my own entrepreneur club at Hill College. They tried to rob me of my entrepreneur club idea that I started for them, but now the school will no longer even exist. The school is closed. The grind is real, man. You know what I'm saying? Karma, it'll come back on you or whatever else. From there, I decided to move from Los Angeles all the way, I decided to move from San Jose all the way to Los Angeles. The grind is real, man. You know, so like, when I got to Los Angeles, the day I touched down, I went to Central Castings. And I sat outside at 5 a.m. The place didn't open up till 9:30. How many of y'all are willing to go out and sit on the ground for 4 hours just to make an opportunity real, just to make your dreams come true? Now, I know that might sound crazy to most, but for the people who understand the sacrifice that you have to make in order to be in this position, ain't nothing like it. But it's amazing how sometimes we can sit outside for 4 hours or all night long and camp for a pair of Jordans, but we can't do it for our life or to save our family's life or to put our family in a better position. It's amazing that we could do something like that and sacrifice like that for a Black Friday just to get a television to watch someone else live their dream. Why are we watching someone else live their dream when we should be doing it for ourselves to inspire our own? I seen a post on Facebook that said it's amazing how we can sit down and watch Empire, but we are afraid to get up and build our own empire. The grind is real, man. I sat out there in the dark, man, but I saw so much light. I saw so much potential. I saw where I was going, so it didn't matter who talked about me, who laughed at me, and everything else. I was grateful for it because it made me mad enough to do what I had to do to get to where I had to go. From there, I went and did it again. I went to Empire Castings, and I sat there at Empire Castings, man. And I sat out there for like 4 to 5 hours at Empire Castings to make sure I was able to get in that casting line, to do what I had to do. But what the funny thing about it was, it's funny how God worked. I just moved from San Jose to Los Angeles, but the first job I booked was Unleashed, which was back in San Jose. Shout out to all my friends in San Jose that show your boy love. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. So when I got back to San Jose, man, my ticket cost me, because I got it, I found out the day before it happened, my ticket cost me like $315 just to be an extra, just for extra work. 4 days on set, but guess what? Boom, I paid that. I was blessed enough to be in a position to go ahead and pay that. I paid that and I made that sacrifice. The first night I got there, y'all, I was supposed to go to my boy Darvell's house, but I didn't get off set till like 2 in the morning, which was an hour away because we were filming in Berkeley. Drove from Berkeley all the way back to San Jose. Didn't get back home till like 3 o'clock. I slept in the rent-a-car because I did not want to wake up Darvell's family. I love you, Darvell. Thank you for offering me your car, because that's how I got there. Thank you for inviting me to have a place to stay. I thank you, and I love you so much, man. I just wanted to give a shout out to that. But a lot of people don't even know I slept in the car, man. How many people are willing to sleep in the car, man? How many people are willing to do outrageous things to get outrageous results, man? Because you can't do common things and want an outrageous lifestyle. That's the realest. I don't even know if y'all understand how real that is. I'm going to say that again. You can't do common things and want an outrageous lifestyle. And I want to live outrageously, man. I want to fulfill everything that was promised to me because Jesus died on the cross and he already paid for it. So why won't I go and get it, man? I'm so telling y'all, I'm so ready to live ridiculously beyond my beliefs or beyond whatever my imagination, what I think. And this is the different things that you have to do to be able to get there, man, because God is good. The next day I went to set. It was another 14-hour day. And while we were on set, people were having a great time, awesome time, and I enjoyed it. I was able to talk to some of the top actors in the industry, and they were able to guide your boy and give me some mentorship, and I appreciate that. The whole cast from Unleashed. Shout out to all of y'all. Second, that day I drove home, I got pulled over by the police. I was driving an orange Mustang. The police officer told me that another police officer saw him and saw me, that I was on the road, and that he thought I was swerving. So he pulled me over. I gave him my license and registration. When the young man pulled me over, I told him I wasn't drinking. I told him that I could prove to him that I was on set the time I clocked in, the time I clocked off, and he didn't want to see it. He told me to get out the car. When he told me to get out the car, he gave me a sobriety test. I've never done this in my life before, man, but sometimes you got to go through things that you ain't never been through before to get the things that you want before. So I followed it, man. I went through this sobriety test, and it was so crazy, man, because the young man, he asked me to follow his finger. So it was like all over the place. He didn't see anything. So then he asked the other officer to do it. He didn't see anything, right? So my eyes going all over the place like this, right? Crazy, right? I said, officer, I haven't been drinking. I showed you a bottle of water. That's the only thing that I had, and I can prove to you I was on set. He told me to be quiet and follow procedure. So the next test that I had to do was I had to put one foot in front of the other and take 9 steps. I did it, and on my 8th step, I stumbled a little bit. He said, whoa, what was that? I was like, I'm tired, man. I've been on set for 14 hours. I just want to get home safely, man, and so because I got to be back on set to do this again. But sometimes God will test you in ways that you weren't expecting, but yet you got to be ready to pass a test in ways that you never thought that you would have to be tested to get things that you've never had before. So he gave me another test. The test was that I had to close my eyes, lean backwards, and count to 30. So I closed my eyes, I leaned back to count to 30, but he told me I couldn't count out loud. So because I couldn't count out loud, I said, all the way to 30. I passed that test. So then he gave me a breathalyzer. After me passing all these different tests, I sat there and I said, into the breathalyzer. It read 0000. So he wound up letting me go. But the funny thing about it is sometimes your enemies will become your fans when God puts you in the right position. But the question is, are you obedient enough to stay humble enough to understand that it's just a test in your life? Sometimes you get tested in different ways in your life before your blessing comes. And I'm just here to let y'all know this is part of the grind, man. It's part of your grind to be tested. It's part of your grind to stay humble. It's part of your grind to say it's okay even though you know that you're being done wrong, man. It's okay. Just stay faithful. Just stay focused on where you're supposed to go. You know what happened with that officer? All of a sudden, the officer became a fan. And he was like, oh, my God. Well, I guess you really was in the movie. What movie were you in? What was your role? Who was in it? Blah, 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 blah. It's funny how things work. But see, you had to pass the test to be able to get to that portion of it. And I hope y'all understand that and how powerful that is, right? But the funny thing about it is even when that powerful moment came, the other cop came over and he said, hey, can you tell me why so many Mustangs are on the highway? Really? Can I tell you why so many Mustangs were on the highway? I don't know. I guess people in San Jose like Mustangs. I don't know. What do you expect me to say? But I was humble enough to understand where I was in that moment, in that position. The grind is real. When you're grinding, man, you got to be understanding the position that you're in, yo. You got to understand the opportunity that's in front of you. And before this opportunity happens, there are different distractions that's going to come your way. What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you want? How are you willing to grind and make it happen? Y'all got to understand these things, man, that life is going to throw you tests, because life ain't nothing but a big lesson. What are you willing to learn? What are you willing to grind? What are you willing to give up? Do you wake up every single day and do one thing towards your dream? One thing to make your dream a reality, or do you just continue to complain about it? Which pile is higher? Is your complaint pile higher than your work ethic? Because if your complaint pile higher is bigger than your work ethic, then it'll never become real. Your work ethic has to be a you know what? Let me tell y'all something. Consistency. Consistency is the key. If you can find the consistency in doing the things that you want to do in life, then no matter what, it will happen, man. You're going to find me doing consistency in these videos, because even though I might only get 10 likes, so what? So what? Because eventually when I make it to where I need to make it, that these likes will become ridiculous. It'll become ridiculous, because it ain't about me. It's about who I want to be able to bless. And it's about how you guys give me feedback to be a blessing to me, man. I just wanted to let y'all know a little bit about the grind. I love y'all. I appreciate everything that y'all continue to do. Yo, keep watching the videos. Keep sharing the videos. Keep liking the videos, man. Keep grinding. Keep doing something towards your dream daily. I know I spoke really fast. I just had a lot to get off my chest. And I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I thank y'all, man. God is good, man. Never give up. Understand that God will be there with you. He's omnipotent every step of the way, even through the middle of it. He'll be you in the middle of the storm. He'll be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He'll be that person in the fire. When they thought they only sent in 3, they said there was 4. And who was the other 4th person? Just know that God is with you, man, no matter where you go, no matter what you do. Now, how it get, he's right there holding your hand. The question is, are you willing to trust him, or do you trust yourself more than you trust God? Boom, I'm out.